It's early in Boulia, a small western Queensland town. 8 men are busy cleaning up the turf club from a large party the night before in preparation for Australia's richest camel race. They're prisoners in a corrections program called work camp, so we can't show you their faces. Their supervisor, Alan, says work camps have a proud history of helping regional and rural towns.
This program started in 1991 at Charterville after the Charterville floods. It was created by that when they required inmates to come out and work after the floods, and then it just grew from there.
He's been involved with the program for 16 years and has seen prisoners join with no skills and leave with plenty.
Say welding skills, building skills, concreting, and they get satisfaction, as do I, seeing them get put back into the community.
In 2021 to 2022, work camp prisoners completed 144,223 hours of community service in regional Queensland, the equivalent of $4 million in labour. Prisoners who join the program are carefully selected. They're given increased responsibility and opportunities to learn new skills to reduce their risk of reoffending after release. How hard is it to get into one of these work programs?
It all goes on your behaviour and how well you behaved while you're inside, I suppose. So if you're going to be a rat bag, you're not going to get here, but it's just that next step, and it's a good step because it gives you a low classification in security, and it's that transition to go back out into society. The best thing is you give back to the community and gives you a sense of achievement, and you're doing something worthwhile.
Have you learnt anything that you didn't know before?
Yeah, you learn stuff every day, but that's part of life. But it's good to come out in the communities and just see all the different things, and they do things a little bit different out here to what they do in the city.
What kind of jobs do they have you doing?
Oh, we do everything from, we've constructed roads out there in the campgrounds to, putting bins out before the event and placement of them and setting up all this temporary fencing and for the camel tagging and the starting gates for the camels. There's a lot to do.
Of course, the big attraction at the Boulia camel races is the camel racing. And this year they've got a record crowd of over 4,000 spectators. And most jockeys for camels seem to be women. And notably, they sit right at the back of the dromedary.
Hold on for dear life and hope for the best, but I do find it less nerve-wracking than horses. I get quite nervous on my horses. Been riding my whole life, but camels are much more comfortable up on them.
Go, Billy! Go, Billy! Go, Billy!
The Middle East hosts the most prestigious camel races, but Australia is becoming known as a hot destination, with events popping up around the country. Matt Anderson and Peter Shield have been racing camels for about 5 years, doing it for the buzz. Good luck, Matt.
Thank you.
Larger than your average jockey, they say it's not about size when riding camels.
It's just one of the things, it's the unknown of what the camel can do. It's just, you've got no rein, so you're just got to follow its head and just do your best. Hold on and do your best and talk to it.
Yeah, and anything can happen. You just go out there, hang on and aim to win, but anything can happen throughout that race. The camel can stop, turn around, go the other way.
Rod Sansom has been rearing and training camels for entertainment for 30 years and has brought 18 to Boulia for the weekend. He says no matter how hard you train and work with camels, they will do what they want when they want.
If they want to race, they do. They love it. If they don't want to race, they don't race. And we just leave them ones, give them a little bit of a try, and if they don't want to run, we just let them go. But they love racing. They love running.
And love seems to be why everyone here is doing what they do. That and the $45,000 prize money.
Look, if you win every race, you make a bit of money, but it costs a lot to get here, I'm telling you. There's 2 trucks and a few 4 dives over there, and they're all going to be fueled up. So you know how dear fuel is out here, which is good. And, yeah, you got to travel a long mile. We travelled a bit over 2,000 kilometres to get here.
Another regular on the outback circuit is setting up for her first show of the day. Amanda Lynn is one half of the world's only all-female rodeo clown act. She's travelling solo in Boulia after an accident at the Big Red Bash stopped her sister from attending this event.
Well, not very many people come out the back, Halina, but since you're here, let's skid around. We can go this way if you like.
After 10 years of using Mum and Dad's four-wheel drive towing a little camper, there's been an upgrade. The 20-foot, 3-tonne trailer is packed with costumes, boots and whips, creating a travelling backdrop so the crack-up sister can transform any paddock into a clowning arena.
And then this is our dressing room.
How long does it take you to transform?
Mate, I can put on my face in 15 minutes now, but we always start makeup an hour before.
And what is it about the makeup?
Oh, it's your character. Yeah. Yeah, the makeup's, it's really a part of your performance change. When you come from theatre, you definitely want to be, this is Amanda, bang, that's Struth, and there can't be any difference. Once that character's on, you are that. But having worked out in the middle of nowhere, and you can't do that. You've got to transition in and out.
Why so emotional?
I don't know. I guess I'm emotional because that is your craft, and your character is a very delicate thing that you nurture. And for me, Struth, she's grown with me for 20 years and she's aged with me and changed, and yeah, you always treat them a little bit special.
Alrighty, we're going to rip into this because he's got a lot to say today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. For those of you who haven't met me before, my name is S.T. Ruth. But you lot, you just call me Struth.
The Crack-Up Sisters averaged around 70,000 Ks a year, pre-COVID, performing at regional agricultural shows.
Good one.
Their show is an outback Australian art form, specialising in knockabout acrobatics, Kelpie dogs,
Perfect.
stock whip cracking, aerials and outdoor performances.
You're going to stay.
They've performed in every state in Australia.
Come on.
And in Canada, the United States and New Zealand. This year, they've already done about 40,000 Ks.
We are on the road a lot. That's really important. The Crack-Up Sisters bring theatre to a paddock, and we wanted to create something that doesn't mean you have to go to a specific place to see it. It's you're already here. Oh, there's a show. You know, so it's bringing unexpected things to places.
So if you start the clapping, I'll do the cracking. I see.
The jokes could be considered risque in some circles, but it's the kind of humour that Amanda Lynn as St. Ruth or Struth gets away with in the outback.
Wait, stop. Blue shirt. Mate, you had to take your hands out of your pockets before you started clapping.
There's always a line, and that's something that us sisters have always worked on. Pushing the line of what is Australian humour, and it's actually very brash and raw. There's nothing harmful in it, it's just very honest.
All right, we're going to go faster.
So I'm really, really interested in keeping that alive.
Big finish!
Oh, please.
In the 26 years Boulia's held camel races, event president Sherry Lawrenson's seen them grow in size and professionalism. Queensland Racing has even come on board.
We're only a very small committee, there's 4 of us. And we're all mums and we all work and we all, so do our other jobs as well. But we've actually already planning now for next year, and this event hasn't even finished. So it's not the constant busyness how this week is, but you're always planning for it.
What does it mean to have the prisoners come and work here?
Oh, they are absolutely a godsend. We would be absolutely lost without them. They're here for setup, they're here during the event, and then at the end of the event, they're here for pack up, and it's just It's like those little fairies that come in the middle of the night, and you look at the bar, especially at the end of the night in the areas out here, you look around and you're like, oh my God. You get here the next morning and it's like they've just come in and it's beautiful, ready to go and start again. Like, we're forever grateful. We would be absolutely lost without them with this event.
That appreciation is not lost on the prisoners, whose preparation starts long before the actual event.
We're given a lot of opportunity out here. When you're on the inside, there's only so much things that you're able to do, so many things that you're able to learn. And so in doing the steps and getting your courses and your experience up, to come out here and see it in action in the community is a great thing. So,
how important is that, taking a base knowledge and increasing it?
It's extremely gratifying. So, say for instance, when we're on the inside, we're working in the metal shops, we're actually making the bale feeders that the camels are eating out of, cattle gates, cattle grids, and then to come out here and to see everything where it's meant to be, yeah, it's really good.
A recent Institute of Public Affairs paper argues Australia could make better use of low-risk prisoners to help meet labour shortages.
So we know that prisons can actually contribute to the cycle of reoffending. So these non-violent offenders who pose limited risk to community safety could actually reintegrate better with society if they were sentenced to alternative justice methods such as offender employment programs, which could reduce the chances of them reoffending upon finishing their sentence. In those terms, this reform would save Australian taxpayers approximately $2.3 billion a year.
The festivities last for 2.5 days, with 8 camels racing 1,500 metres in the final event. Firebelly M, ridden by Cassidy Sharp, won in a photo finish, much to the excitement of the 4,000-strong crowd. The next morning, the final clean-up begins and pack-down is swift. All hands get involved, which dog Esther appreciates, as does Amanda Lynn, who's a pair down. Are you making a living?
I'm apparently below the poverty line with the ATO, and all of us are, and we have been for a lot of years, and that's a bit gutting when you know the amount of work that we all put in. But at the same time, I go, I live a great life. I eat every day. I've got a house to live in. Yeah, we're good. No one ever asks that.
I know, it's rude.
Well, it is, but it's actually the truth.